Previously on Profit, Chaz won't leave his wife, so Bobbi can't become his next wife.
You're a married man.
But if Constance were to fall in love with someone special, someone whose name she thought was...
I'm Eleanor Meacham. I never kept a diary and just let everything spill out before. I don't suppose you had the grace not to read it.
Grace is your specialty, Constance. Just ask Eleanor.
Do not trust Jeffrey Sykes.
He and Pete are trying to take over G&G, along with Nora's Uncle Art.
Nora, your uncle molested you.
What am I going to do?
Family. It's everything. My own upbringing was somewhat unorthodox, but it did teach me that most people do not appreciate what they have. Take Pete and Chaz Grayson. They're rich, powerful, and miserable.
I did what you said. I hedged the Singapore dollar.
With Chinese currency.
I got a terrific deal.
Of course you did, because it's not recognized on the international market. Here, just take my money, set it on fire.
Got much family, Jim?
Huh, I'm an orphan.
Count your blessings.
It takes years of dedication and hard work to build a great family company like Grayson and Grayson. Yet it can be torn apart in a matter of moments.
My own brother. I can't believe it.
Pete is mounting a hostile takeover of G&G. He wants to put himself in the driver's seat. He's formed a secret alliance with Arthur McLean, CEO of McLean Limited.
Art McLean's in on it. That tree-hugging, organic, fruit-sucking son of a bitch. I'm gonna kill Pete.
That won't stop the takeover.
And what will?
In my opinion, if you want to preserve this company and protect your position in it, you've got to forgive him.
Forgive him? I want to cut his heart out and use it for pate.
You're his big brother, Chaz. Despite everything, he still looks up to you.
And?
Use that. Bring him back into the fold. Involve him in the integral decisions that affect the future of this company. And make sure he doesn't get home before 9 o'clock tonight. People are so complex. Take Nora's uncle, Arthur McLean, for example. A man who stands for so many good causes. Yet a man who molested Nora on so many occasions the summer when she was only 12 years old. I imagine finding herself alone with him after all these years will be quite unsettling. And how does he feel about her now that she's all grown up?
Nora.
What are you doing here?
I was supposed to meet Pete, but he got stuck in a meeting with Chaz at the last minute. He told me where you hide the spare key. I hope you don't mind. Aren't you hot in that coat? What have you been doing?
Dance class.
Oh, I found something. You were the cutest little girl. You remember that summer at my ranch? You were so dear. You still are.
Putting a perpetrator back together with his victim is like dropping a baby in a snake pit. Ouch.
No children yet for you and Pete?
No,
Well, it's good to wait. You know what that does to a woman's figure.
excuse me. Jim,
Evening, Nora.
come on in. This is Jim Profit. He works with Pete at G&G. This is Arthur McLean, my uncle.
Mr. McLean, what a pleasure to meet you. I've heard so much about you. How are you?
Hello.
What can I get you to drink, Jim?
Oh, we don't have time for a drink.
We don't?
Marion Brandeville's charity auction? You asked me to escort you to it 3 weeks ago, do you remember?
That's tonight. Just give me a few minutes to get ready.
You are so wonderful. Bobby, what's the matter? Why are you so upset?
It's just, it's so good with you. It just makes me cry. Oh. Oh, God knows I've tried to stay away. But there's just something about you. Turns me into a wild slut. Listen to me.
You're the only person I know who can make me laugh.
Sugar. You need to laugh. But I hope I'm more than just comic relief from that high-pressure world of yours.
So much more.
What are you doing? Oh, my. I can't accept that. I'd like to, but...
If you love me, you want to make me happy. And giving you this would make me happy.
Oh.
Thank you for getting me out of the house tonight. Being alone with my uncle was horrible. I was just as scared as I was when I was 12 years old. Rage.
This rage. Rage of innocence lost and laid to rest, huh?
The rage that sleeps 1,000 years and then rises to the test.
Nora, I really think you ought to tell Pete what your uncle did to you.
I've wanted to. It's keeping us apart. But this deal with Uncle Art means everything to him.
I know, Pete. You mean everything to him.
I gave Barclay Oil 24 hours to accept or reject $69 a share. You think they'll blink?
No, I think that's just enough to make old man Barkley salivate.
Well, I couldn't have done it without you.
Oh, Mr. Profit? Ms. Stokowski's on hold. I told her you're in a meeting.
Put her through. Bobby. How are you?
Pissed. They towed my car. $900 in parking tickets.
Again. You know, all you gotta do is send me the tickets, Bobby.
No, I'm sick of that ride anyway. I want something new. Something plush and red.
I can't buy you a new car every time you want one.
And maybe I can't whisper in Chaz's ear whatever you want me to, neither. Hey, how about next time Chaz and me get naked, I say, something about that Jim Profit gives me the creeps. Why don't you just transfer him to Manila?
Why don't you do that?
Oh, now, all I'm saying is there's lots we can do for each other. That's what a relationship is all about. I got company. New, red, expensive. And don't go to no trouble, just have it delivered to my hotel.
Sure.
Eleanor, how are you? Good. Oh, look at you. You look wonderful. Thanks. Come on in. Ooh, new hair. I like it. So, tell me everything. How's your life?
Well, I'm writing a novel.
I knew you had it in you.
Thank you. And I left my husband.
No.
I finally found the nerve. Actually, he found my diary, and it was all about you.
Oh, God, I'm so sorry.
No, don't be. It's the best thing that ever happened. I feel free and honest for the first time in years. And I owe it all to you.
Constance, there's something I have to tell you. Being with you was like this wonderful door got open for me. But when you went back to your husband, it really hurt. And I didn't know if I'd ever even see you again.
You met someone else.
I don't know what's going to happen, but I can't just go to her and say, sorry, my first love came back.
Can't you? No, then you wouldn't be you. There were no strings, Eleanor. It was one of the most precious things that ever happened to me, but I'll get through it. After I shed some tears.
Me too. Me too.
There you are, working late again?
Always. Listen, you can trust me. You can tell me who you are.
I'm a woman alone. In a man's corporation, I can't trust anyone. You, of all people, should know that.
Maybe I should...
I don't have much time. Jeffrey Sykes is in this company for one reason only. To get even with Charles Grayson.
Get him for what?
Sykes' parents owned a farm in Paradise Valley. Shellbrook Farms wanted to buy it. Sykes' parents wouldn't sell. So, Shellbrook bought up the surrounding water rights during the hottest summer on record. The valley burned when they shut the water off. Sykes' parents were killed in the fire. He was only 6.
Shellbrook Farms was the first wholly owned subsidiary of Grayson and Grayson.
Ah, you know your G&G history well. But...
You know who gave the order to turn off the water? He was 22 years old. Junior executive in the Food and Leisure Division.
Chaz Grayson.
One and the same. I'm afraid Sykes might try and do something crazy. Like kill him.
Leo.
Ms. Meltzer, what a pleasant, what can I do for you?
You're somewhat of a computer expert, aren't you?
Well, I wouldn't say expert.
Your father was in the State Department. You put yourself through school encrypting top-secret communiques.
Wow. You are the zenith of corporate security. I mean that in a good way.
Someone's been sending me anonymous messages on my computer. I recorded the last one. Would you take a look? I put in a requisition to have my computer upgraded, and I'd like you to handle it personally.
It'd be an honor.
So bring it down here, check out my system, and see if you can trace the sender. Leo, let's be discreet.
I'm down with that.
So, if you promise to divest us of all timber and paper products after the takeover, I can raise another $200 million.
What is it with these people? Don't they believe in toilet paper? 200 million, huh?
What's he doing here?
Playing the game as only he can. Right out in front of God and everyone.
Seen the Trib this morning? A highly placed source at G&G confirms rumors of a takeover may be true. I catch the pariah that leaked this.
Actually, it was me, Chaz. Got a make the rumors work for us, Chaz. It drives the stock up. In fact, this morning I think you made just over $3.5 million. It's the actual takeover we want to avoid.
You'll have to teach me how you develop such a clear mind.
Oh, I spent years living in a box. It's a meditation technique. You sit still for many hours and try and box out the world. You should try it.
Hey, Chaz! Come out from your ivory tower and greet the peons.
He waltzes in here like he's a friend.
Wouldn't you do the same thing if you were in his town trying to steal his company?
Exactly. Arthur, you didn't have to dress up just for me. Why are you here?
Well, just passing through town, came by to pay my respects. Wait a minute, I don't have any respect for you.
Ask him over for dinner this evening.
Well, as long as you're here, I don't suppose I can weasel out of having dinner with you.
Well, not if it's on your expense account. How about at your club?
How about my house? Not that I mind being seen with you in public. 8 o'clock tonight.
I'll be there.
I really need to start carrying a gun.
Okay. Here's the car situation. Under a year's salary, over a year's salary, and out of this world. This is my favorite. 24 valves, 483 cubic inches, 0 to 80 faster than you can say, "Officer, I wasn't speeding." This is speeding, and then you drop the hammer, you let him eat your dust. I like cars. Jim Profit's office. Yeah, hold on, just a minute. It's Nora Grayson. She seems, agitated.
Thank you. Hey, Nora. How are you?
I'm leaving Pete. I can't take this anymore.
Calm down. What happened?
My uncle is over here all the time now. Pete looks up to him. And Uncle Art keeps looking at me like we have some special little thing.
Well, your Uncle Art's having dinner with Chaz this evening. Why don't you call Pete in his office right now?
What? And tell him what?
That you and he need to have an important discussion this evening when he gets home from work. Nora, I don't think you really want to leave your husband, do you? What you need is someone to share the pain with. And Nora, just know I'll be there with you in spirit, okay?
Thank you.
I'm a woman alone. In a man's corporation, I can't trust anyone. You, of all people, should know that. I'm a woman alone. In a man's corporation, I can't trust anyone.
This guy's good.
It's a guy?
In a man's corporation.
I'm a woman alone.
In a man's corporation.
I'm a woman alone.
In a man's corporation.
I'm a woman alone. In a man's corporation. I'm a woman alone. In a man's corporation. I'm a woman
Wow.
alone. In a man's
That's Mr.
corporation.
Profit.
I'm a woman alone. In a man's corporation. I'm a woman
I'll kill him.
in a man's corporation. I'm a woman alone. In a man's corporation. I'm a woman alone.
Leo Hershey?
In a man's corporation. I'm a woman alone. In a man's corporation.
It's your secretary. He's got Mr. Sykes on the line. He'd like to know where you made reservations for lunch.
Al's chili surprise.
There's only one. You have it.
Well, I don't know Al or his idea of a surprise. Joanne, they got these great new things now called restaurants. See, you go to them, and they give you lunch.
I wanted to ask you something. Did you come to this company to harm Chaz Grayson?
What makes you think that?
He gave the order that ultimately caused the death of your parents. If I were you, I'd want to harm him. I'd want to kill him. Do you?
I did for a long time, but then I grew up. I'm here to try and prevent things like that from happening in the future. So what do you want, Joe?
I've been looking into Profit's past for quite a while. I know his real name is Jimmy Stokowski. I know he disappeared from sight when he was 15. But I also have reason to believe that there was a real Jim Profit, a 19-year-old orphan who was traveling through Europe 10 years ago.
So you think Archie and Profit took the identity of the real Jim Profit?
I think it's worth looking into, but I gotta go to Ireland to do it.
Chaz has forbidden you from going after Profit directly.
Yeah, but you've been looking into income discrepancies in our Irish breweries. It's natural you'd send me there to review the situation.
I know a little something about obsession, Joanne. Don't you think you have one with Profit?
You bet. But what Chaz did to your parents, Jim Profit is going to do in spades to all kinds of innocent people until somebody stops him.
Joanne, when do you want to leave?
Oh, Jimmy! It's dreamy. Say hi to Trash.
Your eyes are dilated, Bobby.
Along with the rest of me, sugar. I am so sick of playing good girl for Chaz and his wifey wife. I could scream.
Give me the keys. Give me the keys, Bobby.
My kid thinks he's a parent. Oh, boy, looking after my health and well-being. Ooh, how'd I get so lucky?
You're not driving on drugs, okay?
Trash is straight as an arrow. As long as you don't count that sex for money thing. Mwah. Mwah.
Bobby.
Come on, baby. Oh, let's go.
Hey there, gorgeous.
Hey there, handsome.
You okay?
No.
What's the matter?
I need to tell you something.
How's Marjorie and the kids?
Terrific. They're in Europe for 6 weeks. My favorite time of year.
Your driver personally delivered your strawberries to the chef, sir. As per your instructions, no one has touched them. May I break the seal and serve them?
Oh, thank you. I'll do that.
Aren't we taking organic a little too far?
Now, see, a guy like you will just get cancer after several decades of pesticides and preservatives. Me, I have an allergic reaction immediately. My throat swells, can't breathe, can't even move. I nearly died in Brazil last year. They had to rush me to the hospital.
That's awful.
It is when you love strawberries as much as I do.
A choreographer works long and hard with his dancers, right up until opening night. Then, if he's done his job correctly, there's nothing more for him to do.
Out of my way, Harris. Get up. Get up.
Pete, what are you...
Arthur and I were planning to take Grayson and Grayson away from you. I can't say that I'm sorry, except for letting my feelings about you blind me to what he is. You can consider this my resignation. I'll move my things out of my office tomorrow.
Harrison, could I have a touch more? This is awfully good.
The deal's off? After all I went through to put it together?
Sorry.
Oh, you're sorry. That makes it all better. Did Profit get to you?
Profit? He doesn't know anything about this.
Somebody got to you. You don't devote a half a year of your life to something this big and then just drop it. Who was it? Answer me!
Arthur McLean molested my wife when she was a little girl.
When did you find this out?
last night. Look, I told Chaz the takeover was McLean and me, nobody else. You're out of it. Although I wouldn't spend too much time hanging around me if I were you.
So what are you gonna do?
I haven't got the faintest idea.
Hello?
How are you, sweetheart?
Oh, I'm fine.
Who is it? Is there somebody there with you?
No, it's just, the TV. I miss you, sweetheart.
I gotta see you later.
Well, tonight's my prayer group. You wanna come?
Yeah. Maybe tied up here.
Well, I'll get you there yet. How about tomorrow night?
Sounds good.
I love you.
Me too.
Oh.
I love you.
You wanted to see me?
Yeah. That was excellent work you did handling that whole distasteful situation with my brother.
My pleasure.
I'm not bringing in someone from the outside to take Pete's job. I'm giving it to you.
That's mighty generous of you, Chaz. I'm afraid I can't accept.
I'm afraid I don't understand you, Jim. Just what exactly do you want?
I want what's best for the company. Firing a Grayson is always bad publicity, Chaz. I really think that should only be undertaken in the most extreme circumstances.
Trying to mount a hostile takeover and steal my job. In my book, that's pretty extreme.
In the end, he did the right thing. He rejected Arthur McLean. He told you the truth.
Whose side do you want, anyway?
I'm on the family side, Chaz. It's more important than any individual. It's more important than Pete, more important than me. It's even more important than you. But you carry the strongest responsibility because your decisions determine the future of this family. If you throw Pete to the wolves now, you're gonna open a flank for a takeover somewhere down the line. But if you stand strong by your brother, you let him know you need him, you strengthen us all. We all need one another. There is no getting around it.
Guaranteed sealed organic and regular store-bought. This is what you wanted?
Thank you. Gail, shut the door. Life is a team sport. Of course, not everyone is a team player. Sykes has opened a floodgate that cannot be closed merely by the reconciliation of two brothers. At a certain point, a hostile takeover gathers a life of its own. Fueled by anxious investors, it promises power, and in Sykes' case, a burning desire to bring down Charles Grayson. Why else would he meet with Arthur McLean in his West Coast office?
I'm afraid I'm quite addicted to my strawberries and schnapps at the end of the day.
We all have our little vices, don't we?
So what can I do for you?
Actually, it's what I can do for you. I understand you're planning to mount a hostile takeover for G&G, is that right?
Listening to the gossip, there's no takeover.
With all due respect, Arthur, this is no time for prevarication. With Pete Grayson out of the loop, things can destabilize at an alarming rate. What you need is a legitimate excuse to stay in town to cover this takeover, isn't that right?
What might that reason be?
Your company manufactures Nature Girl cookies, right?
Yes.
You know, the girl who sold the most Nature Girl cookies in all of America just happens to live in this very city? Her name's Heidi Winslow. What do you say we tell everybody you're in town to present her with a special award? Then you're gonna take her out to dinner. And maybe out for a ride on your yacht. I think it's a terrific opportunity for some free publicity. What do you think?
What's in this for you, Mr. Profit?
Me? I'd just like to keep my job at G&G once you acquire it. She's only 12. Kind of cute, huh?
Yes.
Sometimes evil can be forgiven. Other times, it must be destroyed. When an irrevocable line has been crossed, you only have one choice.
You want me to forgive him?
I think you should, yeah.
After what he did to me?
It's not for him, Nora. It'd be for you. You've come a long way through this whole thing. You've admitted how deeply it's hurt you, and there's only one thing left to do, and that's to forgive him.
No.
It's the only way through this nightmare.
I don't know. You've been right about everything else. But... I could never face him alone.
I'd never dream of letting you do it alone. Excuse me. Jim Profit?
Hey, baby. It's me. I'm behind the wheel of this new automobile, and I'm high as a kite.
Pull over.
All life is so damn good, Jimmy. We come far from that Oklahoma dirt.
Stop the car so we can talk.
Damn it, I'm trying to tell you something here. I'm happy. See, that's what worries me about you. You don't feel nothing. That ain't healthy, baby. That is gonna clog your emotional arteries and drop you like a stone.
You're absolutely right. Where are you?
You writing this down? This is profound.
Is everything okay?
Just fine, yeah. According to the doctor, Bobbi should be dead. Perhaps the massive amount of narcotics in her system numbed her to the trauma. The doctor's advice? Her only hope for recovery is the unconditional love and support of her family.
Oh, what the hell are you doing?
You're in a hospital. You wrapped your car around a telephone pole.
What about Trash?
He's alive. Barely.
They do a blood test.
Yeah. I told him you were a drug addict.
What?
They need to know what drugs are already in your system, Bobbi.
That's a DUI. If he croaks, it's manslaughter.
Bobbi,
You shut up when your mama's talking. Now you gotta get me out of this mess, and I mean now. You best remember what I got on you, son.
I really need your full concentration on this one, Bobbi, okay?
What?
The DUI, the potential manslaughter, it's a mess. The witnesses can be bought, blood tests can be contaminated. The real point here is the mess you're making of your life.
What do you care what I do with?
This is America, Bobbi, where even a drug-guzzling gutter slut like you can be the sole emotional support of a man like Charles Grayson. Now you have a decision. Either you're gonna marry him and help me control the fourth largest concentration of power and wealth in this country, or you're gonna die with a needle in your veins. It's your choice. What's it gonna be? Gail, we're on for 5:03 tomorrow exactly, right?
Yes, sir, Mr. Profit.
Good help is so hard to find. Mrs. Grayson is here for a 5 o'clock appointment with Mr. McLean.
It'll be just a moment. Why don't you take a seat?
What's a lovely girl like you doing here?
I sold more cookies than anybody. So, Mr. McLean's taking me out for dinner, and then for a ride on his private yacht.
Ooh. Do you have a chaperone?
Well, my mom's picking me up after the yacht ride. I'm 12. I don't need a chaperone.
Mr. McLean will see you now, Mrs. Grayson.
I'll be right here. So what's the secret to your success?
I never take no for an answer.
You'll go far.
What are you doing? Nature Girl here is supposed to be done in publicity. I have been waiting over an hour with 3 very expensive photographers.
Well, who are you?
Lainey Greenaway, honey, New York PR. Well, you get her down there right now.
You better come with me.
God, it's like working in Russia.
What on earth did you tell Pete about me?
The truth?
You tarnished something very special. Happened a long time ago.
You raped me. Repeatedly. The summer I was 12. It wasn't special.
Goodness, that wasn't rape. Did you scream? Did you ask me not to? No. You loved me, you know you did. God, I hate these politically correct therapists. That's what happened, isn't it? They reprogrammed you.
I was 12 years old!
Please, keep your voice down. Please, please. Oh, God, why did they have to grow up?
Ambulance.
Please. Please. Help. He's having an allergic reaction. Please. Hurry. You make the call. Hurry. Nora. Nora.
I forgive you. You son of a bitch.
$114 West Gailey, Suite 2200. Man is choking. Please hurry.
I couldn't.
No, I see that now, not after what he did to you. What he might have done to countless others.
What am I going to say?
He was choking. You gave him CPR. And you yelled for me to call 911. Unfortunately, they came too late.
Do you think I'm evil?
None of us are saints.
Hello?
Sykes, you alone?
Yeah, big surprise, huh? How's Ireland?
Beautiful, cold, and lucky, I think.
You found the real Jim Profit?
I found someone who knew him. And get this, he may still be alive. which means we're gonna be able to put our little Lucifer behind bars for the rest of his life.
Tell me more.
Not on the phone.
I'm gonna send you a package to the P.O. box we discussed. You'll get it tomorrow. Jeffrey, thanks for the trip.
Excuse me, everyone. Excuse me. I have a toast to make. Well, actually, 3. Everyone have a drink? To the family, to the company, and to Jim, who helped us keep both together.
Jim.
Are you all right?
You should see the other guy.
Any word on the driver who sideswiped her?
Oh, the police are out looking. It was a hit and run. They don't hold out much hope. They say he was a drunk driver, though.
People who drive under the influence should be shot.
Amen.
Excuse me.
Well, Jim, everybody's got a date but you. He's not bad looking, makes a little bit of money. Can't you gals find someone to keep him company?
I'm sure we could if we tried.
Drink up, everybody. Dinner's in 20 minutes.
20 minutes. They said at the hospital that you take it a day at a time, an hour. Sometimes you just take it a minute at a time. And that's what I'm gonna try and do from now on. Just take it as it comes. And how about you? You've got just about everything a person could want. So, what do you want now? What you've always wanted. Ever since you were a little child in that box. More. Me too.
Bobby, this isn't the time or the place for this.
God, yeah. It's the perfect time and place. All we have is right now. This moment. Come on, baby. You know I'm the only one for you. Love me. Love me. Right now.
When the smoke clears and you get right down to it, only 3 things really matter. Your faith, your fortitude, and your family. Good night.